She left me after becoming a doctor. 10 years later, I let her chase a ghost. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's story is a long one, but it's a powerful journey about loyalty, betrayal, and the quiet revenge that comes with healing. So settle in and let's begin. My name is Zane. I'm not the kind of guy who chases spotlight or applause. I just work hard and stay loyal to those I love. That's how I was raised, and that's how I lived, until life taught me that loyalty without boundaries can be a dangerous thing. Back in my early 20s, while most of my friends were busy figuring out their careers or still bouncing around universities, I was already running a modest computer hardware shop. It wasn't glamorous. It was shelves full of parts, long hours, and constant hustle. But it was mine, and every dime I earned felt like a personal victory because I came from nothing. No trust funds, no family business. Just grit. That's when I met Lena. She was in undergrad, fiercely focused on becoming a doctor. Not just the kind who wanted the white coat and status. She lived for it. Every conversation we had somehow circled back to medicine. She'd talk about anatomy like someone describing a love story. I admired her drive. We started seeing each other, spending weekends watching documentaries, going on low-budget dates. We didn't have much, but we had each other, and dreams. Soon I saw how tough it was for her. The academic pressure, the financial stress, it was eating at her. I knew she had student loans, but I also knew how deep those debts could go. So I stepped up. I offered to help with rent, groceries, even small tuition gaps. I never saw it as a favor. I saw it as investing in us. I thought we were building a future together. That one day she'd be a doctor, I'd expand my business, and we'd look back and laugh about the grind. I covered what I could, even if it meant pushing my own needs aside. I was her rock, always present, always dependable. When Lena got into med school, it felt like we made it. I cried the day she opened her acceptance letter. We celebrated with cheap wine and cheap pizza and talked about forever. A few months later, we got married in a small civil ceremony. No tuxedos, no grand venue. Just two people who thought they had each other's backs for life. But once med school started, I felt her pulling away. Not all at once, but piece by piece. She was always exhausted, always buried in lectures and rotations. Some nights she didn't come home. She said it was easier to crash at a friend's place after late-night study sessions. I believed her. I had no reason not to. I told myself it was temporary. That once she graduated and things settled, we'd find our way back. In the meantime, I worked harder. I expanded my business hours, took on tech support jobs, sold custom PCs to clients just to keep up with her growing expenses. Textbooks, lab coats, exams, licensing fees. Sometimes I skipped my own bills just to make sure her credit card cleared. But love, it turns out, doesn't protect you from being used. When Lena finally graduated and became a licensed physician, I was so proud. I clapped louder than anyone else at her ceremony. I filmed the whole thing on my phone. I thought this was it, the beginning of the life we built together. But less than a month into her residency, she handed me a manila envelope. Divorce papers. First I thought she was joking. When I asked why, she just said, "I've changed. We're on different paths now." That's it. No tears. No explanation. Just cold detachment. I was stunned. I went days without eating, replaying every conversation we ever had, wondering what I missed. Eventually I got a lawyer. I wanted back some of what I gave, financially and emotionally. But without a written agreement that what I provided was a loan, there wasn't much I could do. The judge sympathized. He even made comments during the hearing, acknowledging my role in her success. But sympathy doesn't pay bills. I was awarded a small amount. Barely enough to cover a year's worth of groceries. Lena walked away like I was just a side character in her origin story. After the divorce, I was broken. I didn't recognize myself. I threw myself into work. Not to thrive, but to survive. Slowly the business picked back up. I rebuilt. I dated casually, but I had one hard rule. No marriage. Ever again. Most women didn't understand. Some saw me as jaded. But eventually I met Harper. She had her own scars. She understood boundaries. We built something quiet, something stable. No rings. No papers. Just honesty. Then, 10 years later, Lena messaged me. "Hey, how have you been?" I stared at it for a long time before opening. She started with small talk. Said she saw a motherboard ad and it reminded her of me. I knew where it was going. People don't reach out like that unless they're circling back for something. Eventually, she said she missed what we had. That she still thought about me. That I was the most stable man she'd ever known. Then she said something that made me laugh out loud. "I always thought the reason you never remarried is because deep down, you were waiting for me." And just like that, I saw her for what she really was. Someone who still believed the world revolved around her. I didn't tell her she was wrong. Not immediately. I gave her breadcrumbs. Dry, vague replies. Enough to keep her guessing. She tried for weeks. Asked if I was seeing someone. I told her. It's complicated. It wasn't. Harper and I were doing great. But I wanted Lena to feel what I had felt. The confusion. Cold silence. The waiting. After a month I sent her a message. I told her the divorce wasn't the end of something beautiful. It was the beginning of something necessary. That losing her forced me to rebuild into someone better. That I wasn't waiting for her. I was healing from her. She snapped. She accused me of leading her on. Said I was cruel. That I was just like all the men who had hurt her after me. The irony was stunning. She began harassing me. Messaging me at all hours, tagging me online, even reaching out to Harper trying to stir doubt. That's when I took action. I had my attorney send her a cease and desist letter. Then I blocked her. Freeware. I didn't owe her closure. I didn't owe her grace. I had given her everything once. Now I gave her silence. Lena's chapter is closed for good. And me. I spend my days with someone who never makes me question my worth. Who sees love as partnership, not transaction. If there's a lesson here, it's this. Don't mistake sacrifice for security. And never let someone treat your loyalty like a stepping stone. Thanks for listening. End of story.